Mm-hmm.
So I'm thrilled for this kid.
Yeah.
But the point is, he was given an opportunity and he earned it
Right.
to the point where they couldn't deny it. And I tell kids all the time, if you want to be that guy, do what you got to do to make sure I can't sit you on the bench.
Right.
Not just in your habits and your workouts, but in your performance.
Right. Yeah. Well, if you can be the greatest worker of all time, and if you're not producing in the game, then you haven't really earned it. Um, Corb's always said, if you guys want to play, like, you got to give me a reason to, you know, he's got to be thinking, I cannot keep this guy out of the lineup. He's too valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that can be a lot of different things. There's a lot of ways to be valuable. But I'll always remember, I don't know if you remember a guy named Jason Cunningham, um, played with me at Vanderbilt, walk on lefty specialist pitcher, didn't pitch very much. I mean, he's one of those guys that, you get a hard throwing righty throwing 95, and you bring Jason Cunningham in from the left side and slider, slider, slider. Um, you kind of look at him and you're like, what's this guy doing here? He's chucking the ball up there, 78, 82 miles an hour. And, so he's on the team for a long time and just, working. He's working. And I'm sure there was probably some side comments where they were like, who is this guy? Why is he here? Um, and, we go out in the SEC tournament and we're playing, I think it was Ole Miss, and we're kind of trading punches with Ole Miss, and they're, we go up, they go up, and Jason Cunningham comes in there, and just shuts him down in the SEC tournament. Like, they could not touch him. And we go on and win the SEC tournament, and he was a large part of it. So you never know when your name's going to get called. And I'll always remember those type of moments. Another example, Richie Goodnow, um, really highly recruited guy out of high school. I think he's coaching right now. But he was kind of a bullpen guy, at Vandy. We needed him to start a game against Louisville in a regional in 2010. He throws a 2-hit shutout. So it's never, and also in that regional, we had a pitcher who was taking batting practice the whole year, didn't really get many at bats, but he was our Sunday starter. Name's Jack Armstrong. We went
I
extra
remember Jack.
innings. Huh?
I remember Jack.
Yeah. So Jack was our Sunday guy. He would also take batting practice with the team, take defense and all that kind of stuff. And, I'm sure at the time he's like, why am I taking all the batting practice? Like, I'm a pitcher. Um, but who knows? He could have believed he could play, defensively and hit, but, he gets an opportunity. We're in, the 14th inning against Illinois State, and our guys can't touch the pitcher, and we put Jack in there and he gets a game-winning hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a walk-off in the opening game of the regional. And we're just like, can't make this stuff up. So you never know, like, when your name's going to be called.
Remember it was the first World Series championship Vandy got.
Mm-hmm.
They won. Trying to think of the guy's name now. He worked camp with us. His first name's Tyler.
Tyler Campbell.
Tyler Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyler wasn't a regular
Sure.
that year.
Yeah.
And an unfortunate incident happened with a very talented stud
Mm-hmm.
third baseman,
Mm-hmm.
and he was unable to play
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the season in the regionals and the super regionals and the World Series. So Tyler comes in and plays third base
Mm-hmm.
and was a huge part
I remember.
of that championship, and just did a fantastic job defensively, offensively, just, and he never would have had that opportunity
Right.
if it didn't present itself.
Right.
There were things out of his control.
Right.
So I'll never forget that. That was fun to watch him just
Yeah.
seize that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
and make the most of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt
Um,
Bushman's another guy I think of. You know,
sure.
Matt wasn't the most talented pitcher in the world, but boy, I think it was either a regional or a super regional, or maybe it was the SEC tournament that he got the call to start a huge game. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember the whole exact scenario, but
Mm-hmm.
he pitched a gem. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember that or not.
Well, he was a senior when I was a freshman. So I was kind of watching from the sidelines in the dugout, being a red shirt. And I didn't really understand how good he was at the time, because we had David Price on the team, and that was a lot of the attention. And but he was kind of our most trusted guy
Mm-hmm.
in terms of velocity. He wasn't ridiculous or anything like that, but he had a lot of sink and run. And I had a conversation with another Vandy guy, Worth Scott. He came to the facility last, I think it was this past weekend, and we were talking about Matt Bushman, and I just said, you know, anytime you put Matt Bushman in, like, he's going to compete, he's going to throw strikes, and he's going to give you a chance to win.
Yep.
And he had so many games where, um, if we needed a strong pitching performance, it was him, that was kind of our trusted guy. And I think he's I think he's in professional baseball. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, he's the there's a neat story about him. He's the bullpen coach for the Blue Jays.
okay, gotcha.
And when Aaron Judge hit his record-breaking home run last
Uh-huh.
year,
Yeah.
went into the Blue Jays bullpen, and guess who caught the
And he
ball?
got that's great.
Bushman caught. No, it was the tying. It was the tying home run. It
Okay.
wasn't
That's awesome.
some guy in the stands got the other one, and then I think sold it for $2 million or something
That's
crazy.
great.
But Bush caught the tying home run and gave it to the Yankees.
That's great.
It was on TV and everything. It was funny.
That's great.
Yeah.
Um, well, let me see what time we got here. Um, yeah, I kind of gotta get back.
Okay.
But you know,